Hello and welcome. My name is YogaYely Staley, and today we're going to practice an Hatha class mainly on the ground. We're going to do some gentle stretches, gentle twists, just to kind of activate and stimulate and improve the digestion system, especially for those days or holiday celebrations where we're eating and we're just kind of indulging ourselves. So this is a good practice to kind of help you feel balanced and especially help digestion. For this practice, we might need a bolster and a blanket, and if you do not have anything similar to this, you can grab a pillow and you can grab a blanket, not necessarily a yoga blanket, but any blanket will do, or a towel. We're gonna start right in our backs, and we're gonna bring the knees into our chest to Upasana, which is child's pose, on your back with the knees together. And just take a moment here to make sure the shoulders and the upper back feels rested, as well as your lower back. You're welcome to close your eyes and just give yourself a moment to arrive into your body, arrive into your practice, and just inviting a sense of self-compassion and observance of the body sensations, your emotions, your thoughts. Sometimes during the holidays, we might feel overstimulated, a little bit anxious. So just give yourself this couple more breaths here to just settle in. Feel free to deepen in the inhale and slowly start your exhaling. And then keep your knees bent, but extend your left leg right down in front of you as you press the left heel into the ground. And with your right knee bent towards the chest, once again, just give yourself a moment to settle any tension you might feel on the shoulders. And just interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, and then press the thigh into the hand so you bring the knee right above the hips, and then gently start stretching that right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. So pressing the thigh into the hand, and just give yourself a moment here to feel that leg a little bit stronger as you start engaging your quadriceps and maybe spreading your right toes. And take one more breath in here. And then rotate your right toes out to the side, 45-degree angle, and bring the right heel into the center so we're feeling more the stretch on the right inner thigh. And then with your right hand, slowly start opening that right leg out to the side. You can rest your right elbow into the ground and just use your right hand as an anchor to just let that leg to open maybe 30 to 45 degree. My intention is not to bring that right leg into the ground, but instead trying to keep the pelvis completely neutral so your left leg is fully engaged. And then slowly bring that leg right back to center, and then cross it over to the left. Again, we're not going to reach towards the floor, but instead I want you to just kind of feel when you feel that crossing over the leg starts to maybe mess with your upper back alignment. Just make sure both shoulders are resting on the ground. So this one feels a little bit more into the right outer hip stretch. And then slowly come back to center, and then rebend the right knee into the chest. Give yourself a moment here. And then as you exhale, gently switching sides. So we're just doing this pose on the ground just to activate the legs, and a gentle twist to start that process of detoxing and helping our digestion. When you feel ready, start extending that left leg. So remember, you're gonna press that leg into the hand so that knee is above the hips and that leg is fully strong. Now, if you need to micro bend the knee because the back of your legs feels tight, that's a modification, a variation that you can absolutely go for. And once again, just open the left toes gently out to the side, bringing the heel in towards the center, feeling a little bit more of that stretch on the inner thigh. And then with your left hand, anchoring the left elbow into the ground along with the upper back, extend and open that left leg out to the side. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Full inhale here. And then crossing that leg over to the right. Once again, we're just trying to find that sensation of stretching that left outer hip stretch. Start to draw the navel into the spine. It's a little bit of twist on the lower back. One more breath in. And then as you exhale, bring that leg back to center, bend that left knee, and hug the right knee too. Back to where we started, both knees hugging into the chest. Now let's come into happy baby. So both knees are going to open wider than chest, and then draw the heels up towards the ceiling and bringing your hands inside your legs. You're going to reach through the heels or the ankles, and you're going to push the feet down into the ground, letting the knees continue to spread out apart. And you can use your elbows to press the inner thighs away from each other, especially the calf. And just anchoring through the lower back, gently rock side to side. One more breath in here. And then as you exhale, close the knees again. One more hug in here. Now we're just gonna do a supine pigeon. So we'll start with the right ankle, right below the left knee or on the left thigh, flexing your right foot. And make sure your right thigh is pressing forward with your right hand gently, and with your left hand behind your left thigh, press the left knee towards your chest. Again, stretching the outer hip. One more breath in here. And then bring your left hand to grab your right ankle, and we're gonna roll everything, drop it to the left so the outer left leg is touching the ground and your right foot is touching the ground. Now you might want to lift the chest to externally open the chest to the right, anchoring or pinning or just settling the right shoulder into the ground, and then the right knee is going to point up towards the ceiling. Or if you want to have a more sensation, you can point that right knee towards the front of your mat. It's a gentle twist here. You have the option to stay here with the right hand into the right hip, or extend your right arm out to the side, looking over to the right. One more breath in. And slowly release, come back to center very gently and switching sides. So left ankle on the right thigh, left knee forward, right knee back. Just settle on the upper back, lower back, middle back. And then again, right hand is gonna touch that left heel to pull and rotate to drop everything to the right side, and make sure that the ribs or the chest continue to stay looking forward up towards the ceiling. Left shoulder relaxes down. Left knee can point up towards the ceiling or towards the front of your mat. And of course you can rest the outer right leg. If it doesn't touch the ground, you can place that bolster or blanket underneath. And slowly bring everything back to center. Once again, hug the knees into the chest, gently rock side to side. It's always nice to give the hips a little bit of openness. Bring your hands into your knees and gently do small circles so you feel the body weight on the lower back. And then bring the hands behind your knees and continue to squeeze the hands behind your knees, and you're gonna roll back and forth a couple times until you come into tabletop hands and knees. It's a good transition to activate a little bit the core. So once you are in your hands and knees, place your hands right under the shoulders, spreading the fingers wide, and keep your knees as wide as your hips, right under the hips. Neutralize the spine by lengthening the back of your neck, pulling the crown of the head towards the front of your mat. And then gently we're gonna do 3 rounds of cat and cow. I like to tuck my toes to also bring some movement into the toes. Scoop your belly towards the spine, push the floor away, not only with your hands and fingertips, but also with your feet and your knees. And as you exhale, round the upper back, drop the head looking towards your thigh, and then tuck the tailbone here. As you take a long inhale, start with the tailbone, lifting the tailbone up, arching the lower back, and then draw the chest, clavicle forward, and bring the gaze forward or up. Exhale, nice and slow, round and push. Inhale, slowly lifting and arching. Last round, exhale, round and push. Inhale, lift and round. Good. Then come back to center. We're gonna thread the needle. So let's start with the right hand, extending out to the side, and then bring that right arm behind the left arm. So here's an option to grab a block, a blanket, or a bolster if you want to rest the side of your right ear on the bolster or your block or something. This is one option, the one I'm demoing here. But if your body is open enough to just bring the side of your head all the way into the ground, and just give yourself a moment here to observe the pelvis, neutralize, leaning to the right shoulders, and walk your left hand forward. The left palm and right palm are firmly pressing into the ground along with your toes. One more inhale, belly presses in and up. And then walk your left hand close to your face to push and come back to center. Straight into the other side. Full inhale, left arm out as you bring it behind the opposite arm. Dropping the left shoulder, dropping the left side of your head into the ground. Right hand can walk forward, lean into that left shoulder. One more inhale here. When you feel ready, slowly walk the hands back to center and back into tabletop. Good. Now from tabletop, we're going to extend the legs right in front of you. And then you have the option, my friend, to settle into a little higher. So I'm going to do a modification and I'm going to sit on this blanket. And if you sit taller, you're gonna create more space around the hip joints and the back of your legs. So it's up to you. If you feel tight, this is a good way to help the body. Try to tilt the pelvis forward so you lengthen through the sit bones, crown of the head up, extending the legs. You're welcome to micro bend the knees. We're gonna come into Sirsasana. So bend the left knee and then drop it out to the side so the left foot rests in the right inner thigh. And then pull your chest forward as you walk the hands, relax the shoulders. Take one more breath in. Exhale. Inhale, come back up to center. Good. And then you're gonna bend the right knee and then squeeze that left foot all the way to the right. And then walk your right foot in front of your left knee for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Okay? So lengthen through the spine. Left hand in front of the right knee to help you twist the chest to the right. Right hand or fingertips behind you, pressing into the ground. One more breath. Long exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, release. Come back to center. Both legs extend in front of you. That's good. Let's try that on the other side. Sirsasana first. So right knee bend. We're gonna drop the right knee out to the side so that right foot is coming to the left inner thigh. Settle the pelvis, the chest. When you feel ready, forward fold here. So observe what parts of the body are asking you to please modify. Perhaps microbending the front knee on the left leg. Perhaps not dropping the chest so much forward. Keep that front foot, the left foot, fully pressing firmly down into the ground. Take an inhale, come all the way up. Bend that left knee so you can drag your right foot a little bit inward and towards the left side so you can come into Ardha Matsyendrasana. So that left foot, my friend, is gonna come in front of your right knee or outside the right thigh. Make sure you're sitting on the left hip here so you're sitting, both hips are anchoring. And then lengthen through the spine as you exhale, twisting your chest to the left hand behind you, fingertips or palm on the ground. And we want to try to, just like we did on that twist on supine pigeon, we want to press that left knee towards the ceiling or perhaps towards the front of your mat. So this is a gentle twist. A couple breaths in here. Inhale, long exhale, one more breath. Good. And then slowly come back to center, undo the legs in front of you. And now we're gonna come into Upavishta Konasana. So I'm gonna face you now. We're gonna extend the legs out to the side. So again, I'm still sitting high to give my hips a little bit of space. You're gonna rotate the inner thighs forward up towards the ceiling, anchoring through the heels. Good. Tilting the pelvis a little bit forward. We're gonna walk the hands in front of you. And this, my friend, should feel a little bit more of a stretch of the inner thigh. Take one more breath in here. Now as you exhale, walk the hands towards that right leg. And then you have the option to stay just right here or just simply try to forward fold on that right leg. Maintain that left leg fully engaged. Engage the core, pressing in and up. And then slowly take an inhale, come back to center, walk the hands to the opposite side, left leg. You're welcome to forward fold over that left leg. This is gonna stretch your QL, the side, the lats, the side of the torsos a little bit, especially on the lower back. You might feel it more. And then slowly come back to center. Now bring the hands under your knees, micro bend the knees, and then close your legs in here. Bring the feet together. Good. Now from here, we're gonna come all the way into our backs and we're gonna come into bridge pose. So we wanna keep the feet as wide as the hips. Walk the heels a little closer to your hips. Extend the hands forward. Lift the chest and draw the shoulder blades together. And then press your palms down into the ground, or you can maybe grab your ankles. Keep the inner thighs pressing into each other as you lift the hips, walk the shoulders in, and stay here for a couple breaths for your bridge. Notice your big toes on your knees are pointing towards the front of the mat and keeping them as wide as your hips. Engage the shoulders, keep the gaze looking all the way up forward towards the ceiling. And one more breath, inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the hips down, nice and slow. Good. Now we're gonna go all the way into the wall. So again, hug the knees into the chest and gently rock back and forth to come all the way up to seated. I'm gonna put my props out to the side for a moment. And if you need to move your mat to get close to the wall, do me that favor. And once you are near the wall, this is how you get in there. You're gonna sit right next to it. So your right hip is touching the wall. And then you're gonna come all the way to lift the legs all the way to the wall. And then you're gonna drop and lay down. The idea is to have the wall right there to support your legs. Notice that I'm just kind of micro bending the knees. You can just relax the legs, opening the toes out to the side. We're gonna close the practice with this, which is really good to calm the nervous system, to just allow the practice to be absorbed by the body. Every time we twist, we kind of block the fresh circulation of the blood into the organs of digestion system, and when we release the twist, fresh blood with nutrients and oxygen comes into the organs, and that's what is detoxifying the nervous system and the digestion system especially. So do me a favor, just close your eyes, rest your hands anywhere you like, and we're gonna stay here for at least 2 minutes in silence, just observing the quality of the breath. Just observing how your chest and your belly move. And perhaps noticing that sensation of freshness coming in through the legs as the circulation is going in the opposite direction. Usually gravity pushes everything down. We're bringing some movement backwards, which also helps the lymphatic nerve system in the body. So again, just a moment of silence, of stillness for you to feel the practice. And feel free to stay here for as long as you need to. Continue to breathe in and relaxing the body. Just letting the practice to be absorbed. And I thank you so much for practicing with me. Infinite gratitude. See you around.